Yes, we have come with our history lessons. Yesterday we study. Yesterday, those who not attend the class, we looked the Abyssinia resistance. So today we'll actually be looking at the Mandinka resistance, the causes, the cause, and the effects of the Mandinka resistance. So that's what we're going to look in our classes of today. So pay close attention of our classes. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe. On this channel, we talk about education, we talk about how to make money online and how to be successful in your life. So, what are the cause of the Mandinka resistance? The Mandinka resistance shaped by was largely shaped by economic motivations, especially the aim to preserve their lucrative trading networks and resources. The area was economically dynamic, thriving on gold, ivory, and agricultural goods trade. So the Mandinka resistance was largely shaped, it was due to the economic motivations, right, to preserve their trading routes, their resources, which was their territory was quite rich in gold, ivory, and so many agricultural goods were traded. Now, what are the causes? We have seen the cause. What are the causes of the Mandinka resistance? The origins of the Mandinka resistance. The Mandinka resistance can be traced back to the division of Africa during the Berlin Conference of 1885. Following this conference, France intensified its expansion into West Africa, advancing until it encountered the Sudan and the borders of Samori, Torres Mandinka Empire. In response to the French threat, Samori Touré strategically equipped his army with modern British weaponry and expanded into present-day Liberia to avoid confrontation. Initial military engagements with the French resulted in stalemate, but Touré achieved a significant victory at the Battle for the Bure Gold Fields, successfully fending off the French despite their superior weaponry and military organization. The French did not relent in their attempts to penetrate the Mandinka Empire, establishing a foothold in the heart of the empire after capturing the city of Kankan. Despite Samori Touré's evasive tactics, the French ultimately captured its capital, Bisandugu, in 1892. However, this setback did not mark the end of the Tourés' resistance. He continued to fight until 1898 when he was finally captured in the Ivory Coast after cleverly employing a Scotch-F strategy that delayed the French pursuit while he relocated his empire deeper into Africa. Torres' attempts to forge an alliance against the French with the Asante were unsuccessful, and the weakening of African resistance in other French territories allowed the French to concentrate their efforts on subduing Samori Touré and delivering a decisive blow to the Mandinka Empire. After his capture in 1898, Touré was exiled to Gabon, where he ultimately died in captivity from pneumonia. So those are the causes of the Mandinka resistance. Okay. Now, what are the effects of the Mandinka resistance? So let's look at the effects. What were the outcomes of Mandinka resistance to French rule? The Mandinka resistance to French rule resulted in significant loss of life, cultural erosion, and eventual French domination. The Mandinka resistance against French colonial rule was a significant event in the history of West Africa. The Mandinka people, a major ethnic group in West Africa, particularly in Senegal, Gambia, and Guinea, fiercely resisted French colonial rule in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This resistance, however, led to a significant loss of life. The French colonial forces, equipped with superior weaponry and military tactics, inflicted heavy casualties on the Mandinka warriors. This resulted in a significant reduction in the Mandinka population, a loss that was felt for generations. You see how the war was very brutal. French colonial forces, they entered very brutal and destroyed the Mandinka Empire. Moreover, the resistance led to a considerable erosion of Mandinka culture. The French colonial policy of assimilation aimed to transform the colonized peoples into French citizens by imposing French language, culture, and education. This policy, coupled with the violent suppression of resistance, led to the gradual erosion of Mandinka traditions, languages, and social structures. Many Mandinka were forced to abandon their traditional ways of life and adopt French customs and practices. Despite their first fear, so we understand actually what they say there. So, because of this, the Mandinka people lost uh, uh, their cultures, they lost their language, they lost so many things. It's not only them, all over French colonies, whether British or French, they make sure that they assimilate the people, destroy their cultures, and bring out their culture in the people. The same thing with the Mandinka people. Despite their first resistance, the Mandinka were eventually dominated by the French. The superior military power of the French, combined with their strategic alliances with other local groups, eventually overpowered the Mandinka resistance. The French established direct rule over the Mandinka territories, integrating them into their West African colonies. This domination had long-lasting effects on the Mandinka people and their lands. The imposition of French administrative structures, economic systems, and social norms fundamentally transformed Mandinka's society. In conclusion, the outcome of the Mandinka resistance to the French rule were largely negative for the Mandinka people. The resistance resulted in significant loss of life, cultural erosion, and eventual French domination. Despite their valiant efforts, the Mandinka were unable to prevent the imposition of French colonial rule. So that is it about the Mandinka people, the cause, the causes, and the effects of the Mandinka people. So that is it about our classes of today. So you can share this class with other students so that they might benefit from this class of today. So thank you for watching.